Question 1, topic, grounds of inadmissibility. In SS 212, during comprehensive review of process that needs improvement, an individual seeking entry to the US on family-sponsored immigrant visa discovers that they are potentially subject to 10-year bar under an SS 212A 9b omen 2 to unlawful presence. The applicant had overstayed their B2 tourist visa by 14 months before voluntarily departing. However, they later married U.S. citizen and filed for an immigrant visa abroad. Which of the following would be the most appropriate legal avenue to address their inadmissibility? A. The applicant can file an I-601A provisional waiver before departing the U.S. to cure the inadmissibility. B. The applicant is eligible for an automatic waiver due to their immediate relative status. C. The applicant can apply for hardship waiver I-601, demonstrating that denial of the visa would cause extreme hardship to their U.S. citizen spouse. D. The applicant is permanently barred from re-entering due to the unlawful presence and must wait 10 years before reapplying. Answer C. The applicant can apply for a hardship waiver I-601, demonstrating that denial of the visa would cause extreme hardship to their U.S. citizen spouse. Explanation. Under an SS 212A 9b omen to individuals who accrue more than 1 year of unlawful presence and then depart are subject to 10-year bar. However, extreme hardship waivers I-601 are available if the applicant can demonstrate that their U.S. citizen or EPR spouse or parent would suffer extreme hardship due to their inadmissibility. A. Incorrect. The I-601A provisional waiver is only available to individuals who are currently inside the U.S. before they depart for consular processing. Since the applicant has already left, they must apply for an I-601 waiver abroad. B. Incorrect. There is no automatic waiver simply for being an immediate relative. Hardship must be proven. D. Incorrect. The 10-year bar is not permanent bar. An eligible waiver can overcome it. Question 2, topic, naturalization and citizenship. Good moral character in case where multiple parties have different objectives. Lawful permanent resident EPR applies for naturalization under the 5-year residency requirement but has single conviction for driving under the influence offence 3 years before filing their N400 application. The offence did not involve aggravating factors such as bodily harm or infractions. How will this conviction likely impact the applicant's naturalization eligibility? A. The applicant is permanently barred from naturalization due to criminal conviction. B. The applicant is eligible but must prove that they have maintained good moral character since the conviction. C. The applicant must wait until 10 years have passed from the date of the conviction before applying. D. The applicant is ineligible because any criminal conviction is an automatic disqualifier for naturalization. Answer. B. The applicant is eligible but must prove that they have maintained good moral character since the conviction. Explanation. Under an SS 316A, an applicant for naturalization must demonstrate good moral character (DMC) during the statutory period, 5 years for most applicants, 3 years for spouses of U.S. citizens. Certain offences, such as crimes involving moral turpitude, sins, or aggravated felonies, create permanent or conditional bars to naturalization. A. Incorrect. Single due without aggravating factors does not constitute permanent bar to naturalization. B. Correct. The applicant must establish GMC since the conviction and demonstrate rehabilitation. Justice officers may assess post-conviction behavior, community involvement, and remorse. C. Incorrect. There is no 10-year requirement for simple due offence. Only aggravated felonies carry permanent bar. D. Incorrect. Not all criminal convictions automatically disqualify an applicant. Some may be waived depending on severity and rehabilitation. Key legal references in the SS 316A, 8 CAS 316.10, Matter of Castillo-Perez, Beer 2019. Question 3, topic, employer compliance and immigration fraud. Form I-9 and verify when implementing new protocols in shared environment. U.S. Basic consulting firm with over 150 employees is undergoing an internal audit to ensure compliance with Form I-9 employment verification requirements. The HR department discovers that several employees presented expired employment authorization documents (EADs) when completing their Form I-9s. Some employees also failed to provide valid updated documents when requested for re-verification. What are the legal obligations in this scenario under the Immigration Reform and Control Act (IRCA)? A. The employer must immediately terminate any employee with an expired EAD, regardless of circumstances. B. The employer must provide reasonable period for affected employees to present valid documentation before taking adverse action. C. The employer should continue employing the workers until USIS determines their status. D. The employer should allow employees to work while using expired documents if they are in the process of renewing their EID. Answer: B. The employer must provide a reasonable period for affected employees to present valid documentation before taking adverse action. Explanation: under the Immigration Reform and Control Act, and 8 CRS 274.2, employers must ensure that all employees are authorized to work in the U.S. and must re-verify employment authorization documents before they expire. However, they must provide reasonable opportunity for employees to correct issues before terminating employment. A. Incorrect. Employers cannot immediately terminate employees without providing an opportunity to present valid documents, as this may constitute discrimination under 8 U.S.C. SS 1324. B. Correct. Employers must issue notice of re-verification and give employees time to present updated documentation in compliance with IRCA guidelines. C. Incorrect. The employer cannot continue employing individuals indefinitely without proper documentation, as this violates IRCA's employment verification rules. D. Incorrect. Employees may not work with expired EIDs unless they qualify for an automatic extension under USIS regulations, e.g. under temporary protected status (TPS) or certain H1 categories. Key legal references in SS 274 8 CFRS 274.2 8 U.S.C. SS 1324. Question 4. When dealing with a complex system that shows occasional inconsistencies in the adjudication of asylum claims, an immigration attorney notices that similarly situated applicants are receiving vastly different outcomes at different asylum offices. Some applicants with strong claims based on past persecution are being denied, while others with weaker claims are being approved. The attorney suspects that variations in how officers interpret the nexus requirement for asylum eligibility under SS 208 are causing these discrepancies. Under U.S. asylum law, an applicant must demonstrate well-founded fear of persecution on account of one of 5 protected grounds: race, religion, nationality, membership in particular social group, or political opinion. However, proving the connection or nexus between the persecution and one of these protected grounds can be subjective. Which of the following is the most legally sound argument for challenging the inconsistencies in asylum adjudication? A. File lawsuit against USCIS alleging that adjudicators must approve all asylum applications unless clear evidence of fraud exists. B. Argue that USCIS must implement uniform training for asylum officers referencing case law such as Matter of Acosta, BIA 1985, to establish consistent definition of nexus. C. Petition for legislative amendment to an SS 208 to remove the nexus requirement, ensuring all asylum seekers facing harm in their home country qualify for asylum. D. Request that asylum officers be given complete discretion in defining the nexus, as long as they can provide written rationale for their decision. Answer: B. Argue that USCIS must implement uniform training for asylum officers referencing case law such as Matter of Acosta, BIA 1985, to establish a consistent definition of nexus. Explanation: the strongest legal argument is B, which calls for standardized training and references Matter of Acosta, BIA 1985, a key case that established that membership in a particular social group should be interpreted on an immutable characteristic. In asylum law, the nexus requirement ensures that persecution is tied to a protected ground, and inconsistent interpretation undermines due process. Courts have recognized the need for consistent adjudication under the Administrative Procedure Act. A is incorrect because USCIS is not legally required to approve all asylum applications unless there is fraud. Rather, they must assess eligibility under an SS 208. C is incorrect because legislative amendment removing the nexus requirement would contradict international refugee law, including the 1951 Refugee Convention, which the U.S. follows. D is incorrect because giving officers unrestricted discretion without standardized guidance would further increase inconsistencies rather than resolve them. Question 5. During a critical transition period where existing processes for employment-based green card applications are being reevaluated, a multinational corporation notices a sudden surge in requests for evidence (RFES) for EP2 petitions. Many RFES focus on whether the job truly requires an advanced degree or whether the applicant's qualifications meet the exceptional ability standard under SS 203 B2. Under EP2 visa requirements, an applicant may qualify if they hold an advanced degree or its equivalent, or they can demonstrate exceptional ability in the sciences, arts, or business that benefits the U.S. economy. Which of the following actions provides the most effective legal response for the employer to address the RFS and ensure continued approval of its EP2 petitions? A cite precedent decisions such as Matter of Kazarian R. 2010 to establish two-step analytical framework for proving exceptional ability. B. Modify job descriptions to explicitly remove the requirement for an advanced degree, ensuring that no RFS will be issued. C. Request premium processing for all EP2 petitions to reduce processing time, thereby avoiding further scrutiny. D. Withdraw all current EP2 applications. File under the EP3 category, which has lower evidentiary standards. Answer. A. Cite precedent decisions such as Matter of Kazarian R. 2010 to establish a two-step analytical framework for proving exceptional ability. Explanation. The best approach is they referencing Matter of Kazarian R. 2010, which established a two-step test for evaluating exceptional ability cases. First, applicants must submit at least 3 types of evidence from a defined list, and second, us must evaluate whether evidence proves overall eligibility. This approach strengthens EP2 applications by structuring evidence properly. B is incorrect because modifying job descriptions to remove the advanced degree requirement might disqualify candidates who are applying under the advanced degree category. C is incorrect because premium processing only expedites the timeline but does not impact scrutiny levels or approval rates. D is incorrect because shift EP3 does not solve the core issue and may create additional delays due to different priority dates. Question 6. In a scenario where the Department of Labor (DOL) has recently issued new guidance on prevailing wage determinations for H-1 visa petitions, an employer in the technology sector is preparing to file multiple H-1 petitions for software engineers. The new guidance clarifies how experience levels and job duties should align with wage levels, but has led to an increase in wage determinations that are higher than expected. The employer, concerned that the new wage levels may affect the company's ability to hire foreign workers. Given the employer's concerns, which of the following actions is the most strategically and legally effective approach to navigate the new prevailing wage requirements? A. File all H-1 petitions using the lowest wage level possible, regardless of job duties, to minimize costs. B. Challenge the prevailing wage determination through the Department of Labor's request for redetermination process, providing evidence that the job duties align with lower wage level. C. Convert all H-1 petitions into O-1 visa applications, since O-1 visas do not have prevailing wage requirements. D. With H-1 petitions and sponsor employees for EP3 green cards instead, avoiding wage level issues entirely. Answer. B. Challenge the prevailing wage determination through the Department of Labor's request for redetermination process, providing evidence that the job duties align with a low wage level. Explanation. The best legal and strategic option is B, as the DOL allows employers to challenge prevailing wage determinations through a formal request for redetermination if they believe the assigned wage level is inappropriate. Employers can submit evidence to justify a low wage level while maintaining compliance. A is incorrect because deliberately misclassifying wage levels can lead to audits, penalties, and potential denial of petitions. C is incorrect because O-1 visas have different eligibility criteria requiring extraordinary ability, which may not apply to all employees. D is incorrect because EP3 processing times are much longer than H1, and withdrawing H1 petitions could disrupt hiring plans. Question 7. During an ongoing corporate restructuring, a multinational company is planning to merge 2 of its subsidiaries. The company has numerous employees on L1 and L1 visas, and HR is concerned about the impact of the merger on these visa holders. Under U.S. immigration law, L1 visa holders must remain employed by a qualifying organization, which includes a parent, subsidiary, or affiliate of the original petitioning employer. Which of the following actions should the company take to ensure continued compliance with L1 visa regulations during the merger? A. Notify us of the corporate restructuring and submit an amended petition if there is a material change in the job duties or employer relationship. B. Terminate all L1 visa holders and reapply for their visas under the new corporate structure. C. Do nothing, as mergers and acquisitions do not impact L1 visa holders as long as they remain employed. D. Automatically convert all L1 visa holders to L1 status to ensure qualify under any corporate structure. Answer. A. Notify us of the corporate restructuring and submit an amended petition if there is A material change in the job duties or employer relationship. Explanation. The best course of action is A, as USIS requires notification of material changes that could affect an L1 visa holder's employment eligibility. If the merger results in different qualifying relationship between entities, an amended petition may be required to reflect the change. B is incorrect because terminating employees and reapplying would be unnecessarily disruptive and costly. C is incorrect because corporate restructurings can impact L1 eligibility, particularly if the new entity does not meet the qualifying relationship requirement. D is incorrect because L1 and L1 visas have different eligibility criteria and automatic conversion is not permitted under immigration regulations. Question 8. A U.S. employer that regularly sponsors foreign workers under the Perm Labor certification process notices an increase in audits from the Department of Labor (DOL). Many of these audits request documentation related to recruitment efforts, including evidence that the employer properly tested the labor market before hiring foreign workers. To minimize future audit risks and ensure compliance, which of the following is the most effective and legally approach? A. Maintain detailed recruitment records, including copies of all job advertisements, interview notes, and documentation showing why U.S. workers were not hired. B. Stop filing perm applications and rely solely on other visa categories such as H1 but O1 to avoid DOL scrutiny. C. List minimal job requirements in perm applications to increase the likelihood that no U.S. workers qualify. D. Ignore the audit requests, as DOL does not have the authority to deny a perm application based solely on an audit. Answer. A. Maintain detailed recruitment records, including copies of all job advertisements, interview notes, and documentation showing why U.S. workers were not hired. Explanation. The best approach is A, as perm labor certification requires a thorough recruitment process demonstrating that no qualified U.S. workers were available. Maintaining detailed documentation is key to compliance and helps defend against audits. B is incorrect because other visa categories do not replace the need for permanent residency sponsorship. C is incorrect because listing artificially low job requirements can be seen as a fraudulent practice and lead to denials or sanctions. D is incorrect because failing to respond to a DOL audit can result in automatic denial of the perm application. Question 9. A foreign national working in the U.S. under TN visa status under the U.S. Mexico-Canada agreement, USMCA wants to change employers but is unsure how the process works. Unlike H-1 visas, TN status is granted based on the specific employer listed in the original application. Which of the following represents the most legally sound way for the foreign national to change employers while remaining in the U.S. legally? A. Have the new employer file a new TN petition with USIS or have the applicant reapply for TN status at the border or a U.S. consulate. B. Start working for the new employer immediately and notify USIS of the change within 90 days. C. Convert the TN visa into an H-1 visa by filing an amendment with USIS. D. Continue working for the old employer while waiting for USIS to approve the new job transfer. Answer. A. Have the new employer file a new TN petition with USIS or have the applicant reapply for TN status at the border or a U.S. consulate. Explanation. To change employers on a TESA, the new employer must file a TN petition with USIS or the applicant must reapply a U.S. port of entry or consulate. Unlike H-1, TN status is employer-specific and does not permit automatic portability. B is incorrect because TN visa holders cannot start working for a new employer until the new TN petition is approved. C is incorrect because converting to an H-1 requires a separate process and may be subject to an annual cap. D is incorrect because continuing employment with the old employer that transfer TN status to the new employer. Question 10. In a situation where formal requirements conflict with real-world constraints, a regulatory compliance team is reviewing data privacy policies for a multinational corporation. The company's global operations require strict adherence to regional data protection laws, but its internal systems were originally designed for a centralized data storage model that does not align with newer regulations such as GDPR and EPA. The following is the most effective way for the compliance team to ensure both legal compliance and operational efficiency. A. Implement a decentralized data storage model immediately, even if it temporarily disrupts business operations. B. Conduct a full regulatory impact assessment and develop a phased implementation plan to transition to a compliant model. C. Retain the centralized model and apply for regulatory exemptions where possible. D. Ignore regional differences, then apply a uniform global data policy assuming that compliance in region is sufficient. Answer: B. Conduct a full regulatory impact assessment and develop a phased implementation plan to transition to a compliant model. Explanation: a regulatory impact assessment B helps balance legal requirements with business operations. A phased transition minimizes disruptions while ensuring compliance. A is incorrect because an abrupt shift could lead to operational failures. C is incorrect because regulatory exemptions are rarely granted for fundamental privacy laws. D is incorrect because privacy laws differ significantly across regions, making a single global policy inadequate. Question 11. While analyzing the root causes of sequential problems in a financial institution's risk management system, auditors discovered that recent compliance failures were due to inconsistencies in fraud detection algorithms across multiple branches. Some locations report false positives, while others fail to detect real threats. What is the most effective corrective action to ensure consistency across all branches? A. Standardize fraud detection algorithms and continuously monitor performance for accuracy. B. Allow each branch to fine-tune its fraud detection parameters independently. C. Disable automated fraud detection and return to manual reviews for all cases. D. Ignore false positives and focus only on real fraud cases that trigger legal investigations. Answer: A. Standardize fraud detection algorithms and continuously monitor performance for accuracy. Explanation: a standardized fraud detection system with ongoing monitoring A. reduces inconsistencies and improves detection accuracy. B is incorrect because local modifications can create new inconsistencies. C is incorrect because manual reviews are inefficient and error-prone. D is incorrect because ignoring false positives could result in non-compliance with industry regulations. Question 12. During an emergency response where multiple areas are impacted by a cyber attack, a company's team must quickly restore operations while ensuring system security. The attack has compromised internal email servers and financial databases. Which action should the team prioritize first? A. Disconnect affected systems, contain the breach, and assess damage before restoring services. B. Immediately restore all affected servers to minimize downtime, then investigate the breach. C. Notify external vendors and assume they will handle recovery efforts. D. Publicly disclose the attack and wait for regulatory guidance before taking action. Answer: A. Disconnect affected systems, contain the breach, and assess damage before restoring services. Explanation: containing the breach prevents further damage and allows for a controlled recovery. B is incorrect because restoring compromised systems without containment can worsen the breach. C is incorrect because internal teams must lead the response to ensure security. D is incorrect because immediate action is necessary before regular involvement. Question 13. In a high-stakes environment where multiple challenges arise simultaneously, a logistics company faces a supply chain disruption due to both a labor strike and a natural disaster affecting key transportation routes. The company needs to ensure minimal service disruption while addressing long-term risks. Which strategy is the most effective in managing this crisis? A. Develop alternative transportation routes and negotiate with labor representatives to resolve the strike. B. Suspend all operations until the crisis is resolved. C. Shift all deliveries to a third-party provider and permanently close affected routes. D. Ignore the strike and rely on automated systems to handle supply chain demands. Answer: A. Develop alternative transportation routes and negotiate with labor representatives to resolve the strike. Explanation: the dual approach ensures business continuity while addressing workforce concerns. B is incorrect because halting operations would lead to financial loss. C is incorrect because sudden outsourcing could lead to compliance and cost issues. D is incorrect because automation alone cannot replace human logistics management. Question 14. When improving a process that shows unexpected results, a healthcare provider notices a significant increase in patient remissions despite implementing new post-discharge follow-up procedures. Initial data suggested that the new system should reduce remissions. What is the most effective way to address this issue? A. Conduct a detailed review of patient records to identify potential flaws in the follow-up process. B. Discontinue follow-up procedures and return to the previous system. C. Assume that external factors, such as patient behavior, are responsible and make no changes. D. Reduce the frequency of follow-up calls to decrease patient dependency on the system. Answer: A. Conduct a detailed review of patient records to identify potential flaws in the follow-up process. Explanation: reviewing patient records helps identify gaps in the follow-up process that may be contributing to increased remissions. B is incorrect because the previous system may have had its own flaws. C is incorrect because dismissing external factors ignores potential improvements. D is incorrect because less follow-up could worsen. Question 15. In a multi-location scenario where consistency requirements are critical, a global retail company notices that customer service ratings vary significantly across its regional branches. While some locations consistently receive high scores, others struggle with complaints about long wait times and poor service quality. The company wants to standardize service quality while allowing for local flexibility. Which approach is the most effective? A. Implement a standardized customer service training program with mandatory performance audits. B. Allow each region to develop its own service policies based on local preferences. C. Focus on improving customer service only in the worst performing locations while maintaining current policies elsewhere. D. Reduce customer service staffing in low performing locations to cut costs. Answer: A. Implement a standardized customer service training program with mandatory performance audits. Explanation: a standardized training program ensures consistent quality while performance audits help identify areas for improvement. B is incorrect because excessive local flexibility may worsen inconsistencies. C is incorrect because isolated improvements do not address company-wide issues. D is incorrect because reducing staff further degrades service quality. Question 16. When developing a solution that must address opposing needs, an engineering team is designing a new manufacturing process that must increase production speed while also maintaining strict quality control. Previous attempts to optimize efficiency resulted in a higher defect rate. Which strategy best balances these two priorities? A. Implement real-time quality monitoring while gradually increasing production speed to test limits. B. Prioritize speed over quality to maximize output and resolve defects later. C. Reduce production speed permanently to ensure zero defects. D. Outsource quality control to third-party inspectors without modifying the process. Answer: A. Implement real-time quality monitoring while gradually increasing production speed to test limits. Explanation: a real-time monitoring approach enables process optimization while maintaining quality. B is incorrect because defect resolution later can be costly and inefficient. C is incorrect because reducing speed may not be necessary if quality can be monitored effectively. D is incorrect because outsourcing alone does not address process inefficiencies. Question 17. During a major transformation where existing methods are being replaced, a financial services company is transitioning from traditional banking methods to a fully digital platform. Many long-term customers are resistant to the change and struggle with the new interface, leading to increased customer complaints. What is the best strategy to support customers during this transition? A. Offer a hybrid model with both digital and traditional services for a transition period while providing training for customers. B. Immediately discontinue traditional services and require all customers to switch to the digital platform. C. Ignore customer complaints as they will eventually adapt to the new system. D. Roll back the digital transition and maintain traditional banking methods indefinitely. Answer: A. Offer a hybrid model with both digital and traditional services for a transition period while providing training for customers. Explanation: a hybrid model provides flexibility and helps customers gradually adapt to digital services. B is incorrect because forcing a sudden transition could result in customer loss. C is incorrect because ignoring feedback can harm the company's reputation. D is incorrect because maintaining outdated systems indefinitely is not a sustainable solution. Question 18. While managing a hybrid approach where timing issues affect workflow, a company is integrating remote and in-office work schedules. Employees report difficulties in coordinating meetings and maintaining productivity due to different work hours and time zones. Which adjustment would most effectively improve workflow consistency? A. Implement a core set of overlapping working hours and require teams to use collaboration tools for asynchronous communication. B. Require all employees to work the same hours regardless of location. C. Eliminate remote work options to ensure in-office availability. D. Allow teams to manage their schedules independently without company-wide coordination. Answer: A. Implement a core set of overlapping working hours and require teams to use collaboration tools for asynchronous communication. Explanation: a core overlap schedule improves coordination, while asynchronous tools help teams collaborate effectively across time zones. B is incorrect because enforcing identical hours disregards time zone differences. C is incorrect because eliminating remote work may reduce employee flexibility and satisfaction. D is incorrect because A lack of company-wide coordination can lead to inefficiencies. Question 19. In an environment where different components must interact seamlessly, a hospital is integrating multiple health information systems is to improve patient data accessibility. However, the systems were developed independently, leading to compatibility issues and data transfer errors. Which solution would best ensure seamless integration? A. Develop an interoperability framework that standardizes data formats and communication protocols across all systems. B. Require all departments to manually transfer data between systems. C. Allow each department to use its preferred system without modification. D. Replace all current systems with a completely new HIS, regardless of cost. Answer: A. Develop an interoperability framework that standardizes data formats and communication protocols across all systems. Explanation: an interoperability framework ensures that different systems can communicate effectively. B is incorrect because manual data transfer increases errors and inefficiencies. C is incorrect because unstandardized systems lead to continued compatibility issues. D is incorrect because a full system replacement may not be feasible due to high costs and implementation risks. Question 20. In a large organization where multiple departments need to coordinate efforts, a company is rolling out a new enterprise resource planning system. However, departments are struggling to align their workflows, and miscommunication is leading to errors in financial reporting and supply chain management. Which approach would best facilitate smooth adoption of the system? A. Conduct cross-departmental training sessions and establish a centralized support team for ongoing assistance. B. Allow each department to customize the system based on their specific needs without requiring uniformity. C. Mandate an immediate switch to the new system without additional support or training. D. Limit the system to financial operations only, keeping other departments on previous systems. Answer: A. Conduct cross-departmental training sessions and establish a centralized support team for ongoing assistance. Explanation: training and a centralized support team may help ensure a consistent and coordinated transition. B is incorrect because excessive customization can create compatibility issues. C is incorrect because an abrupt transition without training leads to errors. D is incorrect because keeping departments on difference negates the benefits of integration. Question 21. During a critical transition period where existing processes are being phased out, a hospital is implementing electronic medical records (EMA) to replace paper-based patient files. Physicians and nurses are struggling to adapt, and delays in accessing patient data are increasing wait times. Which strategy would best support a smooth transition? A. Implement a phased approach where both systems run in parallel while providing staff training and technical support. B. Force immediate adoption of the EMA system and prohibit the use of paper records. C. Allow staff to choose whether they want to use paper records or EMAs indefinitely. D. Outsource medical records management to an external agency without training internal staff. Answer: A. Implement a phased approach where both systems run in parallel while providing staff training and technical support. Explanation: a phased transition ensures continuity while giving staff time to adapt. B is incorrect because sudden enforcement disrupts patient care. C is incorrect because a lack of standardization reduces efficiency. D is incorrect because outsourcing doesn't address internal adoption challenges. Question 22. When dealing with a complex system that shows occasional failures, a manufacturing plant experiences periodic equipment breakdowns despite regular maintenance. Engineers struggle to identify the root cause, leading to unexpected downtime. What is the most effective way to resolve this issue? A. Implement predictive maintenance using real-time performance monitoring and data analytics. B. Continue routine maintenance and replace parts only when they fail. C. Shut down production regularly to inspect all machines, regardless of operational efficiency. D. Replace all equipment with newer models, even if the current ones are still functional. Answer: A. Implement predictive maintenance using real-time performance monitoring and data analytics. Explanation: predictive maintenance reduces unexpected failures by using data-driven insights. B is incorrect because reactive maintenance can cause unplanned downtime. C is incorrect because regular shutdowns impact production efficiency. D is incorrect because replacing all equipment is expensive and unnecessary. Question 23. In a high-stakes environment where multiple challenges must be managed simultaneously, a cybersecurity team faces increasing cyber threats while also undergoing a major software upgrade. The team is unsure whether to prioritize security or system enhancements. Which approach balances both needs? A. Adopt a staggered upgrade process while implementing real-time security monitoring to detect vulnerabilities. B. Prioritize security and delay all system upgrades indefinitely. C. Complete the software upgrade first, then focus on cybersecurity improvements later. D. Disable security measures temporarily to speed up the software upgrade. Answer A. Adopt a staggered upgrade process while implementing real-time security monitoring to detect vulnerabilities. Explanation. The staggered approach A ensures continuous security while upgrading the system efficiently. B is incorrect because delaying upgrades indefinitely leaves the system outdated. C is incorrect because cybersecurity cannot be ignored during an upgrade. D is incorrect because disabling security creates unacceptable risks. Question 24. While investigating a complicated issue between different teams, a logistics company discovers that warehouse staff and delivery drivers have conflicting expectations about shipment processing times. This misalignment is causing delays and customer complaints. What is the best way to resolve this issue? Establish clear communication channels and define standardized processing times that both teams must follow. B. Allow each team to continue operating independently without any coordination. C. Hire additional staff in one department without addressing the root cause of delays. D. Ignore the issue, assuming that teams will eventually resolve their differences. Answer A. Establish clear communication channels and define standardized processing times that both teams must follow. Explanation. Standardized processes and clear communication improve coordination. B is incorrect because lack of coordination worsens delays. C is incorrect because hiring staff doesn't solve process inefficiencies. D is incorrect because ignoring the issue leads to ongoing disruptions. Question 25. During a comprehensive review of a process that needs improvement, a retail company finds that its online order fulfillment is slower than competitors due to inefficient inventory management. Which solution would be most effective? A. Implement an automated inventory tracking system to optimize stock levels and reduce fulfillment time. B. Increase warehouse staff without changing inventory management practices. C. Outsource order fulfillment entirely to an external company. D. Reduce inventory levels to minimize stock handling time. Answer A. Implement an automated inventory tracking system to optimize stock levels and reduce fulfillment time. Explanation. Automation A improves efficiency and accuracy in order fulfillment. B is incorrect because hiring staff without process changes does not solve inefficiencies. C is incorrect because outsourcing may increase costs and reduce control. D is incorrect because low inventory levels can lead to stock shortages. Question 26. When implementing new protocols in a shared environment, a software development team struggles with different coding standards across multiple teams, causing inconsistencies in project outcomes. Which approach is best? A. Establish the universal coding standard and conduct training sessions for all teams. B. Allow each team to use its own coding practices without standardization. C. Require senior developers to manually review all code for compliance. D. Delay standardization and address inconsistencies only after project completion. Answer A. Establish a universal coding standard and conduct training sessions for all teams. Explanation. A universal standard A ensures consistency and quality across teams. B is incorrect because lack of standardization creates long-term inefficiencies. C is incorrect because manual review slow down development. D is incorrect because fixing issues after completion is inefficient. Question 27. In a situation where formal requirements conflict with practical realities, a healthcare provider must comply with strict data privacy laws while also ensuring rapid patient record access for emergency cases. Which solution balances compliance and accessibility? A. Use encrypted cloud storage with role-based access control for emergency situations. B. Grant unrestricted access to patient records for all staff. C. Prioritize compliance over accessibility, requiring lengthy approval processes. D. Store all patient records offline to eliminate cybersecurity risks. Answer A. Use encrypted cloud storage with role-based access control for emergency situations. Explanation. Encryption and role-based access A. Balance security and efficiency. B is incorrect because unrestricted access violates privacy laws. C is incorrect because slow approvals hinder patient care. D is incorrect because offline records reduce accessibility. Question 28. In an environment where different components must interact seamlessly, a multinational corporation is integrating its supply chain management system with its customer relationship management (ERM) software. However, data inconsistencies between the two systems are causing order processing delays. Which approach would best resolve this issue? A. Implement a unified data management framework with real-time synchronization between both systems. B. Manually transfer data between systems to ensure accuracy even if it slows down order processing. C. Allow each system to operate independently without requiring data synchronization. D. Replace both systems entirely with new software, regardless of costs or potential disruptions. Answer: A. Implement a unified data management framework with real-time synchronization between both systems. Explanation: A unified data management framework A ensures real-time accuracy and consistency. B is incorrect because manual data transfers are inefficient and error-prone. C is incorrect because lack of synchronization causes ongoing issues. D is incorrect because replacing systems without first solving integration issues costly and disruptive. Question 29. While managing a hybrid approach where timing issues impact operations, an airline is struggling to coordinate flight schedules and maintenance windows due to unpredictable delays. This leads to frequent flight rescheduling and customer dissatisfaction. What is the most effective strategy to improve scheduling reliability? A. Implement an AI-based predictive scheduling system that accounts for historical delays and real-time conditions. B. Extend scheduled maintenance intervals to reduce conflicts with flight schedules. C. Allow pilots and maintenance teams to decide schedules independently. D. Reduce the number of daily flights to simplify scheduling. Answer: A. Implement an AI-based predictive scheduling system that accounts for historical delays and real-time conditions. Explanation: A predictive scheduling system A allows for proactive adjustments and improves on-time performance. B is incorrect because extending maintenance intervals can compromise safety. C is incorrect because lack of coordination worsens scheduling conflicts. D is incorrect because reducing flights impacts rev and passenger capacity. Question 30. During the introduction of new methods where coordination is critical, a hospital is adopting robotic-assisted surgeries alongside traditional surgical procedures. However, the surgical teams face challenges in scheduling and resource allocation, leading to inefficiencies in operating room usage. Which solution would best optimize resource utilization? A. Develop an integrated scheduling system that accounts for equipment, staff availability, and surgical complexity. B. Prioritize robotic-assisted surgeries over traditional procedures to maximize new technology usage. C. Allow surgeons to schedule their own procedures independently without centralized coordination. D. Reduce the number of robotic-assisted surgeries to minimize scheduling conflicts. Answer: A. Develop an integrated scheduling system that accounts for equipment, staff availability, and surgical complexity. Explanation: An integrated scheduling system may ensures efficient resource allocation and minimizes conflicts. B is incorrect because prioritizing robotic surgeries without balancing traditional methods creates delays. C is incorrect because independent scheduling leads to inefficiencies.